Hello. So, this was sent to me by a user on Discord. I think it was last night, actually. And it was a request to watch, so I think I will. Let us get going. And I had some fucking problems with this dude. Oh yeah, I may or may not have seen this before because I watched It's Black Friday react to that. She's the first video. Of course she is. So, let's go.
Goth, a subculture visually defined by its characteristic black clothing, hair, lipstick, fingernail polish, and pale complexion, along with an emphasis on finding beauty in what others may consider dark. While aesthetics are certainly an important factor, many feel the goth lifestyle is predominantly defined by gothic rock, an evolution of the post-punk music scene in the 1980s.
Of course, I have the music video for one of my favorite Cure songs. Is it Just Like Heaven? No, it is not. It is... What was it? Doesn't matter.
Nearly 40 years since its explosion into the
Joy
mainstream,
Division.
The goth subculture is still thriving to this day and has impacted nearly every
Graveyard
corner
Girl.
of the earth.
I don't think she's in goth anymore. Graveyard Girl had a hard fucking fall, my dude. I'm not even going to talk about it here.
With a strong presence everywhere,
Cyber.
from Germany to Japan.
Yep.
My name's Anthony Padilla. And today, I'm going to be sitting down with Goths to learn the truth about this lifestyle and what it's like identifying with the culture that endures such harsh criticism from outsiders.
I'll get to that in a second. I wanted to dress up, though, but it's 81 degrees in my house because the fucking AC is broken. So no makeup. This is all you're going to get. And then there's actually the case of a goth hate crime. It's Sophie Lannister or Lancaster, I can't remember exactly. She was this girl in the UK that was murdered just for being goth. Oh well. But we're not a protected status or anything, so whatevs. Maybe in the UK because that's a heavier thing over there. Whatever. Back to the video.
Are Goths able to see beauty in the dark and macabre, allowing them to find a certain peace in life that others simply can't? Or is this merely an obsession with death and destruction that barely scratches the surface of deep-rooted satanic beliefs?
Okay, dude.
Are Goths proud of their label? Or has their identity forced them to feel beaten down and shunned into the dark shadows of society?
Okay, whatever.
Hi, Stella.
Hello.
Hey, she's looking...
Tyler. Hey.
I remember him.
Susie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's Black Friday video.
Thank you so much
that
for
middle
coming
one
out
looked
to
like
teach me about the wondrous world of Goths.
Beautiful.
So what do you consider yourself? Goth, deeply dark and mysterious individual?
I consider myself goth.
I consider myself
goth.
I would consider myself that.
Uh-huh.
Second generation.
Ooh, it's passed down.
Yeah, my dad is
Second
goth,
gen.
and my nieces and nephews are goth.
Oh.
Like, it just runs in the family. Yeah.
Oh.
Breeding Goths.
Yeah.
It's genetic at this point.
It could be. You should really test for that.
What does being goth entail?
It's a sub-style. It's an aesthetic. It's a music category.
Yes.
It's a friend.
You just have to listen to the music.
It's mostly about the music.
Yeah, that's really
Pull
all
up.
it is.
I spent a day with emos. That's another day.
Like, people try to make it about other things, but
The fuck with the doll and the... Like, his look is cool. His hair looks like a wig, I'm not gonna lie. What's with the doll? That's just a weird accessory. I mean, I don't wanna shit on what makes him happy, but, like, just a doll chilling in his pocket.
but it's just the music.
The music is the foundation of the culture. It evolved from the post-punk scene that occurred in the late 70s, early 80s. Bands like Susie and the Banshees, Cure, Joy Division.
How long have you been goth?
Honestly, about 2 years since I, really started listening to the music. It was an episode of South Park where...
South Park introduced you to goth culture?
Essentially.
Okay, actually, South Park has really good goth representation. They were the ones that I feel like taught my generation that goth is not screamo music, because for the longest time people thought that, oh, you're goth, you like screamo music. No, not inherently. Like, for instance, in South Park, when they have like the goth music playing, it sounds like songs I know. It like there was one, I think, no, it wasn't the Burn Down Hot Topic episode, which is a great one of my favorites, honestly. But they had one song that sounded like A Forest by The Cure, which is like top tier, just beautiful shit.
I was like, okay, so that's what it's called.
In 6th grade, finally noticing that I had a look that I could control.
What is it about goth culture that you identify with most?
It's just really leaning into your sensitivity and your sadness and commiserating.
Do people ever
It went down the wrong pipe. What was that first question? What does it make you feel or anything, or why? I feel like if I was going to answer what made me like this, is like, well, I've always been like this. It's just that when I finally learned the label for it, I'm like, oh, that's it. Well, that's the abbreviated story. The real story is I was emo for like 4 months, 6 months-ish, but I hated the music, so I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I was really just in it for like the hair and the clothes and shit. But and of course, like the emo aesthetic, the atmosphere behind it, like the art, because sad middle school girl. But I was like initially intimidated of goth. I was like, but they're always so dreary all the time and yada. And then I just looked it up and watched actual goth on YouTube, and I'm like, oh wait, that is me. I was that kid who really fucking liked Halloween a little bit too much. I was that kid who was into creepy, weird things. Like, I've always loved zombies for no fucking reason. Always loved them. And just like cemeteries and spooky things and ghost stories. That is why my name is Southern Gothic. It is a literary genre. What makes Southern Gothic is like, well, what makes a story gothic is, paranormal fairy tales, just ooh, spooky woo shit. And then the Southern Gothic part of that is like, the best example I have is To Kill a Mockingbird. Think of all the, I think it was the Haints in the book where they thought they would see like a puff of smoke up in the street or some shit. I'm rambling. I'm not even 3 minutes in this video. Jesus Christ.
Ever mistake you for
No, I've never had that.
Oh,
actually, no.
I have. I've gotten, are you emo? A lot. I guess that's just my bad. That's my fault. I'm not goth enough.
I get goth all the time. Do you get emo all the time?
Oh, I've never gotten goth. I've only gotten emo.
I thought this looked pretty goth.
Okay. I mean, I don't.
Just what I am.
The white shoes kind of kill it.
What is it about goth culture
but
that you identify with most?
My house is definitely a part of my goth lifestyle.
Your house is goth.
I'm a taxidermist, trained and accredited.
So you got dead animals in your house.
A lot of dead animals in my house.
Just around.
Taxidermy can be cool. It's generally creepy though. I like live animals better, thanks.
Surrounded by death.
Yes, I'm very death positive.
What is it about
Death
the
positive.
dark and
I know she watches Ask a Mortician. I don't know. And next.
macabre that you find so fascinating?
I mean, because we're all going to die. When I was in high school, I applied to be a makeup artist on cadavers at a funeral home. That was like my dream. I
thought about going into like mortuary science or whatever. But I'm like, I've been around too many dead bodies as is. I don't want to make a job of it. And then, oh, what was the other thing she just said? I forgot.
Don't have any problem being around death or the dead because I've always looked at it as a natural thing. It's so easy these days.
I remember now. Let it be made official right here, right now. If I were to die, if and when I die, do not embalm me. Put me in a wicker casket. Just throw a fuck ton of wildflowers on me and just bury me right in the dirt. No vault, nothing else. No, just dirt to dirt, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That shit. I want to just go right back into the earth and then plant a fucking tree on top of me. Plant an oak tree on top of me. That's what I want. That's all I want. One, because embalming is expensive, and so is a casket, and so is burial, and those kind of people fucking price gouge you. Thanks, Caitlin, you taught me that. But either way, death rights. Am I right?
Days to ignore it and forget about it because it's, you don't do funerals in the home anymore. You don't do viewings really of the dead anymore. Things like that. Like they don't happen anymore.
I feel like
it is very hands off. People, it's like the second there's a dead body, it's like, oh, I don't want to touch it. It's disease. Like, no, that's not always the case.
so many people, at least in Western culture these days, are taught to push death away from a very young age. Someone dies in the family. I don't want to see them ever again because I want to remember them when they were alive. And also, I don't want to talk about it or think about it at all. I don't want to be reminded of the fact.
I find that very unhealthy. Very, really unhealthy. Combine the two. Because my brain is gone. But, like, of course, I grew up on a farm, so I had seen things die before. I actually had some animals die in my fucking hands. Not in my sleep. I wasn't sleeping. Like holding them, and then I can feel them just go limp, and that is one thing that will like never ever leave me. But the way people just don't want to think about death, I think it is unhealthy, just because like I feel like it's childish in a way, naive. It's a very well, that's just for later. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to deal with it until then. It's like, no. Have a plan, make yourself comfortable with it so you don't have to feel like you have to keep pushing it off. If you're made comfortable with it, then you feel like then you're not going to be intimidated by it. So
do you feel like that's maybe there's something nice about accepting death and being okay with it, finding the beauty in it?
Well, yes, because when it eventually happens, you were like expecting that. Like we're all gonna die. We all know that. But
what is this right here by him? Is this like a bag with horns? Is it like a goat head bag? That'd be cool as shit.
You have some sort of illness, and you're in your deathbed. You have some time to reflect on the beautiful life you had and the friends you made. But there's a lot of beauty.
He does.
Before we learn more about the wondrous world of Goths, I wanted to take a quick moment to thank you so much for helping this show be even more fan-driven than ever before. Every guest in this episode and last week's Pansexuals episode to my call to find guests by one of you guys on Twitter or Instagram.
Of course, with the fucking Lydia Deeks. Love her.
Which is just so cool to know that
big
you guys
inspiration
care
for me
about
as a
this
child.
show just as much as I do. So make sure you subscribe and turn on all those subculture or demographic that really just might be perfect for you. And so you also see whenever I make posts requesting questions.
I was thinking, I misread that for a second. I thought it said types of goths, and I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about this now? I don't know if we're gonna do that.
From you guys. That's
that got me excited.
A bunch of fan questions.
There's different types of goths.
That's all I wanted to say. Now back to learning about the wondrous world of goths. Do you ever get weird reactions because of your goth fashion choices?
Yes.
I would say like 30% of the time I get profiled for shoplifters.
One time I was on a date and we went to the movies and I was looking particularly gothed up that one day, and I had this bag that is no bigger than this fucking cup. It's hanging right here on my wall. Literally the size of my purse now that goes across my body, but the fact it's all on my back and the fact that I was like intimidating, I guess, they had to pull me aside and wand me down like that. Meanwhile, the soccer mom with a bag as big as this fucking box fan just walks right by, and they're like, well, we just have to check your bag and make sure that there's nothing inside of it. Like, do you know what was in my bag? My wallet, a bottle of water, and some napkins, because that's all that fucking fit in there. Whatever.
Really?
Get followed around the store.
So if you have a tattoo sleeve and you wear black, you're probably going to steal something.
Yeah. I get a lot of people who are like, in messages online.
I don't think I've ever had anyone follow me, but I'm kind of dim.
Like
Who's telling you to kill yourself because you're goth? That has to... when someone says you're gonna kill yourself, I never see that as a like you should kill yourself. And it's not the same. It's really not. Like if I had a dime for every time I was either called emo or said you're goth, therefore you're X, it's like I wouldn't be working where I work now. Let's just say that.
Because like you're so depressed, and I wish that like connotation of it would just go away. Because like that's also a stereotype. That's mean.
Do people ever assume that you're unemployed?
Not even all goth music is depressing. People don't get that. Like listen to Susie Sue. I can't, just off the top of my head, I can't think of a depressing song of hers. Maybe Sick Child. Maybe. It's a good song though.
Approachable because of your look?
Yes. It doesn't help that I have resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face. I get that a lot.
You got RBF?
RBF. I got RBF hard.
I have resting depressed face. Like I look miserable. My resting face just makes me look I'm just fucking want to die. Sometimes it's true though.
I feel like resting bitch face is really just a way for people to say, hey, that woman doesn't look as happy as I wish she would look.
Shut up. Hey, wait. You were a part of Smosh. I remember Smosh back in the day. Shut up. Moving on.
Thank you. You know what's a bad thing in the goth community right now that I wish would go away? Everyone wants a goth girlfriend.
Is that a thing that people say?
The big goth girlfriend thing? You haven't heard that?
No, they say I want big goth girlfriend.
Oh, there's people who are saying, I want a big goth girlfriend. That's the trend. I find it extremely demeaning because it's saying that goth girls are only wanted because of their look. There's more.
I get this. I understand this. I feel this. But at the same time, the goth girls y'all are talking about are the ones that are the ones on Instagram with like the short skirt and the bondage and the bikini top or just bralette, and they're like, oh, rate this 1 to 3. It's like, or rate 1, 2, and 3 looks. It's like, oh my god, y'all are being thoughts. Y'all are goth thoughts. And then it's like, you're sexualizing because I'm a goth woman. Shut the fuck up. No, you're not. Shut up. Look at me. I'm dressed like a goddamn grandma. Shut up.
It's more to us than just like big goth girl.
But I will say though, I'm glad that meme was dead because like, even though it's like, haha, yeah, it's fun to laugh around at. Some people take it too far, and it's like, you don't have any boobs though. You're not real, or you're not a real. This isn't like. Maybe it is a little slight personal gripe because I'm happy with my boob size. They used to hurt my back, but I lost weight and went down my cup size, so I'm happy with them. But what I'm not happy with is, I'm sorry, my brain is gone. It's just like the big boobs equals instantly sexualized. I hate that. I hate that a lot. Sorry, your titties are big. That happens naturally. Whoopsies. It's like I have a thing for big noses, and if you have a big nose, you can't help it, unless you're wearing a mask like one of those assholes. You can't really hide that from people. So if someone was like, look at your big sexy nose, it's like, okay, that's kind of creepy. Go away, bye. Thanks for creeping on me like that. Sexual harassment. Whatever.
Expensive to dress and look goth.
Yes.
Yes. How much would you say this entire outfit that you're wearing now would cost?
Okay, with everything I have on, from pins.
Okay. Oh, I like his craft. He has right here the craft, and then Beetlejuice on the other side. And I'm pretty sure that bag is from Killstar. I'm like 80% sure. Goth initially was not expensive because it took clothes that you had and then just DIY'd them. There was no goth brands back in the late 70s and early 80s. So the fact that people think goth is expensive is just because there are these brands that mark up the prices, and a lot of times people have to buy online because there's no in-person goth store, and they don't know how to turn normal ass shit you find in the store into gothy clothes, which is something I had to do my whole fucking life. And it's like, if you, like, it really depends on a certain look you're going for. Like, if you are going for that exquisite, aristocratic goth look, yeah, your shit's gonna probably look more expensive. But if you're looking for, like, that punky, death rock, ripped up shit, it should not cost a lot. Go to the fucking Goodwill, get some fabric dye, booyah. The most expensive thing I think a goth should own is, like, boots, really. Or that one item that they just had to have, that one expensive piece that they had to have. I feel like that's the only time goths should be expensive, is when you get that one statement piece or whatever. Your big pair of boots, that purse you wanted, that hoodie you wanted, that dress you wanted, the trip pants or the PVC pants you wanted. I hate that people think it's expensive, because it's like, don't think that's the barrier. You can find black clothes at the store. And the fact that, like especially because goth was trendy there for a little while, you're going to find some, like, pseudo-goth stuff, which is, like, just things with studs. Nothing. They'll never really commit to spikes unless it's on a pair of shoes. Even then, they'll be really rounded. But studs especially, like... Next. I want to finish this up. It's hot in here.
To the patches, to my fanny pack.
Wait, that's a fanny pack?
And my pants.
I hate that even more now. Dude, why do you have a gun? I want to see him stand up and wear it. I'm just imagining a goat head popping out right where his dick is. Why is it a fanny pack? I thought it was just a regular bag. Why? That had, like, back straps on it or something. But, like, you can make patches, like, pins, you can make them too. They're a little bit, both of them can be kind of tedious and hard, not expensive, but, like, hard to make if you don't know what you're doing. And, like, materials, like, especially if you're wanting to press a pin at the shit you need to press it into place can be pricey, but you can probably find, like, a screen printing shop that'll do that for you. Just saying.
$600.
Okay, yeah, so that adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
What is the least?
How much is the doll, though?
I have Disney Plus.
Do you proudly tell people that you're goth, or is that more of a secret in your life?
I'm pretty proud about it.
Oh, it's not a secret. Like,
I don't like saying, I'm a goth, y'all. I'm a goth. I'm a goth girl. I feel like that's just, like, putting the label on me. Where I feel like if you're not, like, I feel like I should be handed the label instead of me just, like, announcing to the world that I am. Because I feel like it's kind of not declaring something you're not, but more like declaring how the world already perceives you. I don't know. But maybe it's just that old school. Why am I warm? Maybe it's just that old school, don't want to say the G word thing. But I don't know. I don't like just openly coming out and saying that shit. It's like, well, look at me. You can ask for yourself. I can tell you, yeah, one-on-one, but it's not like I want to broadcast it to the world. I am goth. Look at me. It's like, part of the reason why I like this is because it makes me feel like I'm not sticking out in the crowd. Like wearing normal clothes, I feel like I'm wearing, like, bright neon or something. Normal clothes make me feel like I'm wearing a costume, and even costumes make me feel like I'm more comfortable. And I've just always felt that way. I've always, even as a kid, preferred cool, dark colors. So,
like, the way I dress, people just automatically assume that I am, so I don't have to tell people.
You can't hide it, though.
Yeah, I can't hide it. So,
Spooky Cat wants to know how you feel about gatekeepers in the community.
The only gatekeeping that I personally find acceptable is the fact that you have to listen to the music to be goth. That is all that matters. You don't have to dress any particular way.
yes.
Because
Wait a
it
minute.
is just a music based.
I think I remember that line she's wearing. I think it's a Killstar, like bustier, and I think it's from the Mermaid one where they had like all the shimmery shit. I just noticed that. I'm sorry.
Subculture. It's like being emo without listening to My Chemical Romance or something like that.
True. Naked Father wants to know what's up with drinking wine in graveyards.
He's so hot. Aaron, why don't you take me there?
You said so hot.
No one's ever taken me on a date drinking wine in a graveyard. That sounds awesome.
No, that sounds like a great date though. It's like you sit there, have like your little picnic and everything. You look at all the headstones and you take a walk and read them around and everything. It's kind of like the duality of life. And plus, if it's red wine, it's like blood. But it's just one of those relaxing, atmospheric, very, I don't know how to describe it. Just soul cleansing, I guess. It's just like one of those things that you could indulge in that fantasy in a way almost. Come on.
Why do you think so many people have such
internet bad
against Goths?
I think people are just very uncomfortable with alternative culture
because they can't accept themselves.
Shut up.
Like, honestly, it all comes from hurt, which is pretty goth. Maybe they want to be goth too, and that's why they're picking on it, because they want to be, but they can't. Because for some reason they hold themselves back.
If there's someone watching who feels like they might identify with goth culture, but maybe are afraid to express themselves because they're afraid of that judgment and the backlash that they might receive, is there anything that you want to say to that?
It's hard. I get it. Confidence doesn't always come naturally, but
I never really had a problem with it. Usually if either people don't say anything or if they're going to make a rude remark, it's like really dumb anyway. It's like, oh, emo. It's like that's like they call goth emo thinking it's going to trigger us. It's like, no, I just think you're dumb. I just think it's like you don't know what this is, or I see that you're trying to purposely irritate me, so I'm like, I'll purposely irritate you back saying, was that supposed to be something that supposed to irritate me? It's like, whatever, dude. Just one thing that always disarms those people that want to like poke your buttons is just by being completely unbothered, because they want to bother you. So by being unbothered, it's like it irritates them.
Start kind of veering out of your comfort zone, and eventually you'll get to a point where things are...
Her makeup looks a little...
I feel like it takes a lot of bravery and courage.
I'm not going to say shit.
Go out
I'm not going to say shit.
Goth.
Because I don't have makeup skills, so...
People are going to judge you, but also being confident enough in yourself.
Just looks a little sheer.
You don't necessarally care.
Like, it doesn't really cover up that well.
Obviously,
it's
you can't tell them
not
black.
opaque.
People like stare at you like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, they literally...
I hate this fucking... black people can't be goth. No. First things first, they have black skin, so does that make them like one step closer to being goth? Second, I know he's gonna say this in a second. There was a black dude in The Cure. Third, but you have to be pale to be goth. No, you don't. I don't like the stereotype, because even though pale does have like a lot of like goth connotations, I want to say that's the wrong word, but being pale and goth is not a one and the same kind of thing. It's like you can get a Big Mac without having a Coca-Cola, but they tend to go really well together, you know what I mean? But I've always been told that the goal for your skin as a goth is to look brighter, not whiter, because you don't want to make yourself look like, unless you really want to, look a ghost, but you don't want to look like chalky in a way. You want to brighten your natural tone, and like exfoliating your skin will make it look like a shade lighter. And that's brightening / whitening. I've talked about this before. My voice is all creaky at the moment.
Really said that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
If anyone is black out there and wants to be goth or not listen to goth music, and people tell you shit, just remember that there was a black person in The Cure. Like, one of the most goth bands ever. There's a black person in it. So just tell that person to f off.
Yep.
Just always remember that.
What do your friends and family think about you being goth?
My family is, for the most part, pretty supportive. You know, sometimes I get like, hey, can you not wear this to this? Please.
I called my dad and I was like, Anthony Padilla wants me to come on and be on the show. And my dad was like, oh, be sure you tell him that I'm goth too. And I was
I like her. I like that her family is like 2 generations of goth. My parents, I don't have one anymore, but my family doesn't really care because I tend to dress down a lot, and my style is not really extreme anyway. I've always been more into like the Victorian romantic Stevie Nicks-ish witchy looking kind of goth, and not like death rock or rivet head kind of look. But I just kind of keep it to myself mostly. Like I said, I don't like saying the G word, but I guess they just see it as a elegant but macabre in a way. I don't know, which is kind of not an insult, compliment. My brain is gone.
I was like, hell yeah, Dad.
What is it about being goth that brings you the most joy?
I get to be myself and like indulging in the things I like.
Yes.
What do you think the biggest misconception is?
They're purposely trying to scare people that they're going to hurt you, that they're going to hurt others, that
They're doing it for attention. Some do, not gonna lie. Stereotypes exist for a reason. But like the mall goth thing where it's like 13, 14, 15-year-olds, they're dressing up in their Korn or their Marilyn Manson t-shirts, and they're going out with their trip pants and their shitty dyed black hair and their heavy smeared makeup, and they're standing there like spooking little ladies as they're going by. Like that shit, that's what you grow out of. The collecting vinyls of Joy Division and wearing Doc Martens, that's not something that people tend to grow out of. Also, let me check comments real fast. Hello. There's a lot of crossover. Hello. I'm happy you're here. God, I've been going on for 30 minutes now. Jesus. I'm going to try to wrap this up. So let's go.
they want to hurt themselves. That's a big one. And that's not...
One big stereotype is that people think goths are all depressed or whatever. Like, no. Because, Anton uploaded. But personally, I find, like, especially goth fashion and goth music as something I would want to fall back on when I'm upset. Like, I remember, especially as a kid, if I just felt very, like I wasn't being listened to, or just things weren't going my way, or if I was just generally depressed, one thing I would like doing is just dressing up in black like I'm going to a funeral, and then just like parade around in that elegant dark beauty in my bedroom by myself. But it made me feel better because it made me feel like it lifted my spirits. Let's just say that.
Not to say that that's not a part of the community, but there are people who are mentally hurt everywhere, in every community. So you can't say that that's just a goth thing.
It's, the religion aspect.
If you have a brain, you're susceptible to mental health issues. I am sick and fucking tired of people acting like someone or some group is immune. I hate that. I am sick of it.
Like, all goths are saying this, or these kids will shoot up schools. Well, I think that came from, the Columbine kids.
I was just about to say.
Marilyn Manson was big in the late 90s, and they listened to Marilyn Manson and Rammstein.
They were pure KMFDM, I think. KMFDM. Yeah, they were bigger KMFDM fans. No one gave a shit. They just said Marilyn Manson is the creepy guy in the media. I do love Rammstein, though.
So people just assume, since they like that music, they think all kids that listen to that want to go shoot up a school, or they're violent, or they're mad and depressed all the time.
Goth makeover.
Have y'all heard some of the songs that Nick Cruz, I think the Parkland, Florida shooter, was listening to while he was doing that? It wasn't goth music.
Time.
Woo!
Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
I brought stuff. I brought some shoes.
Okay.
They're not in style anymore, but I thought they might be fun.
Hold up.
I can finally say that I'm over 6 foot.
I hate it. Okay, I'm so fucking sick and tired of people saying, like, what? Oh, no. Was she irritated? My nose. Holy shit. I sound like this, don't I? But what goes wrong? What goes out of style in goth? Anyway, I hate it when I see people like wear just black lipstick and then like very seldom anything else, especially dudes, when it just looks unbalanced to me. Like, if you're gonna go for the black lipstick, go for the full fucking 9 yards, you know what I mean? Which I the horns are there, but I feel like there needs to be more on the face. Which the fucking why is the bandana so, I don't like that. What's that harness?
Wow,
What the hell?
Wait, stand over here, short stuff.
What?
Just me hanging out with a twerp.
I like that big safety
You
pin.
gotta try jumping in them.
Jumping?
What? I never had a big pair of platforms, and I want some. I want some demonias.
Feel good?
It felt good. I
Yeah.
felt it. And I feel like now I look it, I feel it, I am it.
As the raven flies over a skull, you too shall subscribe to Anthony Padilla.
I actually have a parting gift for you.
Okay, I think we're done.
You wear a shirt.
Oh my god, how much? Fuck. No, I'm done with this.
Oh, oddities.
No, I'm done with this.
Joy Division.
Joy Division, yes.
See, I feel like I understand the one.
Okay, one thing I want to talk about.
Me on Instagram.
So, you know that album cover of Unknown Pleasures? Do you know what that's from? It's from space. If I remember correctly, I think it was the Arecibo telescope that picked that up. I can't remember exactly what that is. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it was cosmic rays. But yeah, I think I am done here. Especially because my Wi-Fi is being ass.
Suppress creativity and individuality. Shouldn't we be doing everything in our power to support those who dare to stray from the norm and have identified with the culture that makes them feel most confident in their skin? See you later, bye guys.
Press a like.
Okay. That was a thing. So, hey. Hello. Glad to have you here. Sorry I'm about to peace out, but oh well. I've been here for almost 40 minutes. I want to get some food. Their music is okay to me. It's like Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse I want to be able to like, but I guess I just don't like that sound. Oh well. So real shit. I wanted a coffin for so long. Either like a coffin bookshelf, like I've seen those, or just one just to fuck around in. Line it with something soft and cushy, and then just lay down in it occasionally, just for fun. Have naps in there. Always wanted that. I don't care, dude. You're good. So I think with that, I'm going to fuck off now. No, go away. All right. Thirsty. Like the nematodes from SpongeBob. Thirsty. Thirsty. I don't wear this necklace enough. It's really cute. Oh, wait, because it was given to me by a certain bitch. Doesn't matter. Well, I think I'm gonna fuck off now. I have work tomorrow at 6 a.m. The AC is broken. It's gonna suck. It's hot outside. I love South Carolina, but summer here sucks. I will fuck off and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye. Alright.